Blood was pouring from BG's hoof, puddles on the ground. In that moment, nothing could have prepared me for the panic, the adrenaline, and the fight to save her. We had no choice but to rush her to the emergency vet. Hi friends, welcome back to A Little House in the Country. Today's video is a tough one. Our sweet mare BG suffered a severe hoof laceration that left her losing blood faster than I could process. No equine first aid class could have ever prepared me for what we faced that day. The fear, the urgency, and the rush to get her loaded and hauled immediately to the emergency vet. But that was just the beginning. Once she was stable, we had to completely rearrange life here on the farm to give her the best chance at recovery, including building a dry stall inside our barn so she could stay on strict stall rest. In this video, I'll take you through what happened, how we handled it in the moment, and the steps we're taking now to help BG heal. But I'll be honest, that first night, she lost so much blood that we weren't sure she was going to make it. So I knew with horse ownership, things were going to possibly I knew there would be days where things may get crazy. I'm just forewarning you all, there's gonna be a very quick video that my husband gave me, showing me what happened to our sweet girl BG. So with time, we knew that eventually we may have issues with the fencing here, and we were always concerned that there could be, an area where their hooves could get caught, or they could get caught, or you just never know. And horses tend to err on the side of crazy and, spontaneous when they decide to get injured. So our sweet girl BG was leaning against the fence the other evening, just before I came out to feed her. Thankfully, it was just before I was coming out to feed her, because had I not been there shortly after she hurt herself, things could have gotten really ugly. Anyway, I came out and she had been rubbing on the fence and apparently got her hoof caught in the wire fencing that goes all the way down to the ground. I'm going to warn you, there's going to be a real quick video that shows exactly what happened. So if you can't stand, something painful, please fast forward for the next 20 seconds or so. So BG was standing there scratching herself on the fence, and something spooked her. We still don't know what it is. Maybe a tree branch fell on top of the roof and it created a loud bang, and she got spooked and pulled back and basically started pulling on the fence, and the wire severed a portion of her hoof and the flesh right behind her hoof. And it was really bad and really, really bloody. So when I happened to come out about 15 minutes later than I usually do to feed them, I had received a phone call probably about the time that this happened. So I was inside the house on the phone, came out, happened to notice that BG seemed hot. It was a hot afternoon. I thought maybe she needed a hose down. So I grabbed the hose and I proceeded to spray her with the mist spray. And a drop of water rolled off of her chest onto the ground, and I happened to look down, and at that moment I discovered her really bloody, horrific hoof. I mean, it was the scariest moment I think I've experienced in a really long time. So at that moment, I went into panic/action mode. I knew that I had to call the vet, And I knew the vet was going to want pictures. So I, of course, this one time I didn't have my phone on me. I left it inside the barn. I ran to the barn, grabbed my phone, came out, took pictures of her hoof, immediately called the vet, brought out more gauze and vet wrap, and proceeded to just try to stop the bleeding. I spoke with the vet. They said, do what you can to stop the bleeding. I'm going to reach out to the actual vet. I was speaking with the girl on the phone, and they basically told me, I'll call you back. So in that moment, I panicked. I just decided, okay, whatever I can do to stop the bleeding. I tightly wound the wrap around her leg as best as I could, right down by the hoof area. And the vet called me back and basically told me, you have to bring her to the office. This is a serious injury and she needs to be seen immediately. All these thoughts started flashing through my mind. I immediately thought, okay, they'll come pick her up. So I said, okay, well, when can you guys come and get her? And they said, we can't come and get her. Our truck is broken. So I think there was a moment of, oh my gosh, this poor horse is going to bleed out. I panicked. But before I panicked, I said, okay, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to get her to you because I don't have a horse trailer yet. And they said, we'll call a transport company. Do what you can on your end. We'll call you back. So I immediately thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And coincidentally, I ran into my neighbor who lives 2 doors down. I've only met him a couple of times. And he asked me if I had a horse trailer. He owns horses also. And I said, no, we don't have one yet. We'll be buying one soon. It just, timing. He said, if you ever have a horse emergency, call me. I will help, horse people help horse people. That's kind of how it goes, and it's a wonderful thing. So in a sheer moment of panic, I called my husband, who I knew had the neighbor's phone number, and Mike immediately texted me his phone number, and I called my neighbor. In sheer panic, I was almost in tears. I'm sitting there I had my phone on the floor on speakerphone, and I'm calling the neighbor and thinking, oh gosh, he's not going to answer. He thankfully picks up the phone, and I quickly explained to him, I'm having a horse emergency. I need your help. Can you please come over and help me? My horse is bleeding profusely, and I'm in an emergency state, and I need help. And within, I want to say, minutes, he was riding up on his John Deere golf cart, and he helped me calm myself, and he assessed the situation and said, give me 10 minutes, wrap this paper towel. He brought a wad of paper towels, and he said, wrap this around the bottom of her hoof, and let's try to clot the bleeding. So I did that, and he said, I'll be back in 10 minutes with my horse trailer, and I will take you up to the vet. So while he was getting his horse trailer, I still hadn't fed the horses. I had thankfully put together their buckets, and their feed soaks for a little bit. Thankfully, it was ready. I grabbed their buckets, threw them down on the ground, which I normally don't do. Basically gave BG her bucket. I was thankful she actually started eating, grabbed her halter, got it on her, got the lead rope, basically took her bucket, started leading her out of the stall, and we proceeded to the gate, where we walked out of the gate, and the neighbor right at that moment was pulling up. It was just perfect timing. BG loaded right up onto the trailer. Thankfully, Mike had called my father-in-law and explained to him what was going on, that I couldn't even go inside to explain to him what was up. And he opened the door, the dogs ran inside. It was just a perfect scenario type moment. And BG loaded up to the trailer like a champ, and off we went to the vet's office.
As I mentioned, the vet concluded BG had a very severe hoof laceration and she was going to require a cast. So she ended up staying at the vet's office for about 3 days. And in the meantime, that gave Mike and I a chance to get all the wood and start building out the dry stall in our barn.
Wow, we've made a lot of progress in here. It's amazing. Teamwork makes the dream work. So now we're going to relocate the hay from here up to here. And I'm going to put the feed buckets from here up on the platform, because we're getting ready to fix boards from here to there, from there to there. Then we're going to have them go across there, come back here, all the way to the door again. And we're going to put a big gate along here. Hi, Tig. We got our handy helpers here cleaning out the barn. Gosh, we have made major progress. I know it doesn't look like crazy progress, but it has been. Holy cow. Getting ready to blow this thing out. God. You see that? Oh my gosh. Talk about scaring the crap out of me. Yes, you can start.
Hold that end up when I screw it, probably.
Okay.
But I think we're just gonna go ahead and start screwing in.
How many screws are you putting in there? 4 or 2?
2 on each side.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, you don't want to put too much because then you ruin the wood. So what's this space? It's 2 feet.
Okay.
So
So 24 inches divided by 6 is 4. So they're not just 6
the boards
inches.
are 5.5.
Okay. So I say we do a 3. So if we did 2-inch gaps for the next.
Well, right now we gotta have them right in the center, right?
Yeah.
So that's what?
So 5.5 inches with the 2-inch gap is 7.5 inches. So we're 7.5 inches.
There.
Okay.
5.5.
And then what is the gap from that? Do you think we could do another 2 inches?
7.5.
Right?
What was it? 5.5?
Yep.
No.
Actually, go 7.5, 7.5, because we're gonna have to do another 2 inches before we get to that top board. So if we can get 2 more
So
boards
you
in
put-
there,
You're saying mounted at 7.5.
yeah. Why don't we just get boards out of the trunk and just figure this out? We've got boards. Let's figure this out now. Oh, did I come up with a good idea?
Sure.
Oh, I got it on video.
Pull the spacer up over there.
Yeah. Get it to the other side. I'll kick it out. Can you get it?
Yeah, grab it. Come around.
I can't. You're wiggling the boards. Hold on. Let me come around. Oh, you're like pushing up. There we go. Okay. Victoria's missing her buddy BG, but she will, I'm sure, whinny like crazy tomorrow when she's brought home. I'm sure they both will. I've contemplated putting her in the stall with BG just so they can hang out for a little bit, but we'll see. I'm not sure if that's safe or not. It's a huge stall. I mean, it's about the size of an oversized one-car garage. So let's see how it turns out tomorrow. They are making progress. So it's the end of day one and we got this far. We need a little bit more wood, just a few more, about 6 more pieces, and some gate hardware. Our next door neighbor was kind enough to give us this old gate, so we're going to get some bolts to put that on here, and stall mats and fans, and I've got shavings already out with the hay on the trailer, and we should be good to go very soon. Poor girl.
Meanwhile, BG was not thrilled about being separated from her herd in the dry stall. She was pacing frantically, she was very anxious, so I made the big decision of grabbing her BFF, Victoria, the boss mare, and bringing her into the stall to see if it would settle her down. And guys, let me just tell you, it was a night and day difference. Victoria completely calmed her down, and now I have her in the stall with BG. I do have to periodically walk them when it's dry out, just for grazing on grass, but mainly so Victoria moves around since she's not the one that's injured.
That's too much. Don't give her that much. Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
BG is healing well, no broken bones, and the vet was able to avoid any serious complications. She'll be on stall rest for 2 weeks with short grazing breaks when it's dry, and will return to the vet next week to have her cast removed. Huge thanks to our amazing neighbor for helping us get there. The other horses are ready for life to get back to normal, and so am I. If you want to follow BG's recovery and farm life, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. We love hearing from you.